Hello again, I'm Andy Millard, and welcome to TFAC Talks presented by the Tryon Fine Arts Center, where we have fun conversations with all kinds of interesting artists in the Tryon area. Today we have an actor and an opera singer, also a saxophonist, and a flutist, and a guitarist, another singer, and the owner of a recording studio, and a yoga instructor, and a website designer. Oh yes, and also an artist who makes custom jewelry. And the wild thing is, it's just two people. Crazy, right? But it's true. It's Vinny Corda and Lori Corda, and they live right here in Columbus, North Carolina. Welcome to TFAC Talks, you Cordas.
Thank you.
Thanks, Andy.
So let's just start by sorting out all these different talents that the two of you possess. So who does what of all those things that I just mentioned?
Well, I'm a musician, play flute, sax, guitar, sing, and I have a recording studio here in Columbus called Red Door Recording.
What is it? Expert computers?
Yeah, I do computer repair, website design as well. You know, a lot of different things.
And Lori, what do you do?
I'm a singer and actress and a yoga teacher, personal trainer.
Well, the thing about the two of you, and the reason that I really wanted to talk to you, is that you are both so incredibly multi-talented. And Lori, you and I have been in a couple of plays together, a Shakespeare play and a Christmas Carol, both at Rogers Park in Tryon. Of course, that is shut down for now. But you've done a lot of performing that far beyond that a lot of people may not know about. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your performing career and how you got started?
Well, I performed my whole life, starting like elementary school and things like that. But when I went to school for voice at East Carolina University, and after that, about a year or so after that, I moved to New York. I met Vinny, though I would have never probably been able to venture up there if we didn't meet. And then when I did move up there, then I did like an office job for about a year with Major League Baseball properties. And then I started doing the whole audition route.
Yeah. How did that go?
Yeah. It was good, but it's a lot. You're up at about 5:30 in the morning warming up your voice to go to an audition to sign up for one that might start in about 3 hours. So by the time it starts, you're not warm. But then you're there all day long with hundreds of people. And
just in the exact same situation as you.
Yeah. And then, you just hope you get a call back, and then hopefully a call back from that, and hopefully a show from that. And so that's what I did for a while.
How long did you do that?
I think I did the whole auditioning thing probably for about 6 years.
Okay.
And I got to do a tour across the country, and I got to do a summer stock, which I had some of my favorite roles I got to do. So met some of my best friends that are all in New York. So yeah, it was good stuff.
That's great. Now, Vinny, on your side, you are in great demand because you're such a versatile musician. I mean, you play the sax, you play the flute, the guitar, and you are incredible at all of them. You're also a singer.
Well, thanks. Nice of you to say.
It fits. But your music tends more toward rock and roll than musical theater or even opera, which I know Lori's done too.
Although, I was going to say I started off playing flute, at 10, started taking lessons, and it was classical, for the first few years, Then, of course, I hit high school and had the rock and roll band and, so on. But now, I do rock and folk, and been doing a lot of jazz lately. And R&B and stuff like that. So, I like all kinds of music. So I wouldn't categorize any single thing.
So, crazy question. How many shows, gigs, performances would you say that each of you have done over the years?
Oh boy.
Just pull a number out of the air.
In New York, my brother and I had a duo for many years, and we played every weekend. So I couldn't even imagine 100 a year for however many years it is. So we're talking thousands of performances. Yeah.
Between the two of you, I'm sure I'm sure it's just astronomical. And how did the two of you get together?
We met in Ocean City,
Maryland.
both of us just randomly on vacation, and hit it off and traded numbers.
Over music, though. It was over music.
Yeah.
Well, we talked and then we ended up playing music.
Yeah.
And Lori was living in Maryland. I was living in New York. You know, I was born and raised there. And she just, wanted to come to New York. And so I invited her to come, and she could stay with me until she got a job and found her own place. And so
do you have a job yet?
That's
how
it
it
went.
It's time to get your own place.
So and it went on from there. But yeah, it was pretty random how we met.
I almost can't think of a better fit of the different things that each of you do, the different special talents and special ways that each of you have. But you've also done some things together, right? So talk a little bit about some of those.
Well, when we first moved here, right across the road lived a musician, Ian Harrod, and bass player and singer, guitar player. And we kind of immediately hooked up and just started playing and singing together and formed a trio called Ride with Daddy and just played locally pretty regularly.
And Lori sang, right?
Yeah, we all sang.
Guitar at the time. So.
Yeah, a lot of three-part harmony and
we all wrote too, so we did all our original music as well.
My God.
Yeah, and some other covers. But before that, we had the band in New York also with some great musicians, and the band was called Nod Exod, which was a name that came to Vinny when we were camping up in the Adirondacks, and. Well, we think it was a dream, but we're not quite sure to this day.
Yeah.
It's a cool story.
Yeah, there's a bear and who came to me in a dream and told me his name was not Exide. And then that morning we got out and actually our food bag that we had hung was gone. So a
bear claws on the tree.
Take our food. So there was a bear involved. I know that much.
Absolutely, there was a bear involved.
We played at Kenny's Castaways, which was in the Village, in Greenwich Village, which it's not there now, but it was only for original music. And we had some other excellent musicians that played with us as well. One, our brother-in-law.
You've got two amazing kids growing up in this house around these two amazing parents. I mean, they are surrounded by this talent. They must be saturated in music and performing. So what is it like for Joseph and Sophia growing up in your house?
Yeah, they have no interest.
Although Joseph says he doesn't like music at all.
No.
However, you hear him singing quite a bit, right?
Yeah, they do. Joseph has been in some of the local children's theaters.
He was in Matilda, and he had a great time. And he was with us in A Christmas Carol.
He was in A Christmas Carol with us.
Sax for a little bit. Yeah.
So they're more interested in like theater and acting, I think, than the singing aspect of it so far. We'll see. But they do sing around the house a lot. I hear them in the mornings singing away.
Yeah, Sophia makes up her own operas.
You know, as parents, we don't realize how much our kids soak up, even when they're, pushing it away or whatever. So you just never know, do you? But of course, another thing about your house is you've got your businesses. Lori's got the yoga studio. Vinny, you've got the recording studio, and all this is in your house. Is that right? That's
when we were looking for houses. That was something we had to have. Something that a place that we would be able to have both of the businesses. So both of the businesses we have back or side entrances, separate entrances, so you don't have to actually go through the house.
I see. So how did you end up in Polk County? I mean, I love asking this question. The stories, the backstories that you guys have, and now you're in Polk County, North Carolina. How did that happen?
Yeah, well, our friend Sonia Carlson, who we knew from New York, had friends who lived here. She visited them and she really loved it. And so she bought a house here. And then we came to visit her and we loved it. And we were ready to get out of New York at that point. Buy a house there, Joseph was just born. So, we just started looking at houses just for the fun of it and just saw some great places. And, we just really liked it here. And so we decided to quit our jobs and move.
Yeah, it was a big jump.
We had a 5-year plan to move down here, but it turned into like a 2-year plan, and we just, so we just did it.
Well, I'm glad you did. I know the whole community is very happy to have you here. I can guarantee you that our community is much better off because you are
That's
here.
nice.
And to learn more about Vinny Corda's Red Door Recording Studio, go to rdrecording.net. Vinny also does computer repair and other computer services, and even designs website, as we mentioned earlier. You can learn all about that stuff at expertcomputerservices.net. And Lori Corda's website is yogaathetreehouse.com, where she is, as she said, offering live streaming and on-demand online yoga classes. And she even does handcrafted jewelry, which is just beautiful. Oh, look at that. And also,
just in case. So we have some beautiful
just
pictures on the
and
website.
also,
so if you need a gift for somebody.
yes, you do. And so it's right for sale right
Yeah.
there on that very same website. And as always, as you know, you can see what we're up to at the Tryon Fine Arts Center by visiting tryonarts.org. Lori, Vinny, thank you so
Thanks
much for
having
being
us,
with
Andy.
us.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching this edition of TFAC Talks. Stay safe. Let's get through this together. And for everyone at the Tryon Fine Arts Center, I'm Andy Millard, and we'll see you next time.